It's February 13, 2025. Time for our deep dive into today in Tesla. We've got quite a few sources today covering Tesla's stock, some new Cybertruck features, Elon Musk's personal life, and even some accusations about Tesla and the Chinese government.
Wow. Sounds like a lot to unpack.
Yeah, it's going to be a busy one. Let's jump right in with this potential $400 million contract with the U.S. State Department for armored electric vehicles.
Right, so there was this document, a procurement document, that initially listed armored Tesla, but later it's changed to armored electric vehicles.
And that original document, it listed the contract amount as anywhere from $100 million to $500 million. It really seemed like Tesla was going to get it.
Yeah, it did. But then Elon Musk denied any knowledge of the deal. He even called the reports fake news.
And to add to that, the State Department has confirmed that no contract has been awarded to Tesla.
At least not yet, though they haven't really clarified if Tesla was ever actually considered for the contract.
Interesting. Makes you think about Elon Musk's whole relationship with the government.
Definitely, especially since he's currently leading that Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, under the Trump administration.
Which is all about cutting federal spending.
Exactly. Yet at the same time, his companies, Tesla and SpaceX, they've gotten billions of dollars in federal contracts.
So some critics are saying this is a conflict of interest.
Yeah, they're saying that his position in the Trump administration could be influencing which companies get government contracts.
We'll have to see how that all plays out. But in the meantime, Tesla is making moves on the international stage.
For sure. Like that meeting with Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
Right. Now there's a lot of talk about Tesla maybe expanding into the Indian market and possibly launching Starlink internet service there.
Yeah, breaking into India could be huge for Tesla, especially with India's focus on electric vehicles and their need for better digital access.
On the other hand, though, Tesla's facing some pushback in China.
Yeah, there are these accusations that Tesla is using its influence with the Chinese Communist Party to silence customers who've complained about brake failures.
And those accusations are coming from reports from several Chinese media outlets and social media posts.
Right, but Tesla has denied the allegations. They say that they always put customer safety and transparency first.
Okay, well, let's move on to something a little less controversial, the Cybertruck.
Ah, yes, the Cybertruck. Well, Tesla has announced a bunch of new features, like off-road armor, side rockers, and finally, wheel covers.
About time for those wheel covers. I bet the early Cybertruck owners are relieved.
Yeah, but that cold weather update that was supposed to fix the regenerative braking issues, it's still listed as coming soon on their website.
And the rear-wheel drive Cybertruck, which should be launching soon, well, it's going to be missing some features.
Yeah, like the manual tonneau cover. And there's even some talk that it might not have rear AC outlets either.
Oh, wow. So aside from the Cybertruck, what else is Tesla in the headlights for today?
Well, one thing is a new study that ranked Tesla drivers as some of the worst on the road.
Oh, no.
But they did say that their ranking had slightly improved from past years.
That's something I get.
But then there's this writer who published an article saying they'd pay a fortune to never ride in a Tesla again.
Ouch.
Yeah, they said it was because of discomfort and motion.
So some mixed reviews on the Tesla driving experience there.
Seems like it. But then on the other side, you have Jim Cramer, the TV personality and investor. He recently called Tesla a tech company disguised as an automaker.
Interesting.
Yeah, and he emphasized their potential for growth.
Okay, well, let's shift gears for a moment and talk about Elon Musk's personal life, which has been generating a lot of buzz lately.
It has. I mean, he currently has 12 children with 3 different women.
And one of his daughters has legally changed her name and distanced herself from him.
Yes, she's publicly stated that she doesn't want to be related to Elon Musk in any way, shape, or form.
Wow. That's gotten a lot of attention from the media.
Yeah, it definitely adds another layer of complexity to his already very public life.
Absolutely. Okay, moving on to some news out of Germany. Activists have been disrupting railway operation that supplied Tesla's Gigafactory near Berlin.
They're protesting the deforestation and water consumption that's linked to the factory.
They say that Tesla's expansion plans are harming the environment.
Right. And Tesla has responded by saying that they're committed to sustainable practice and are working to minimize.
So it seems like there's growing concern about the environmental impact of Tesla's operations.
For sure. Especially as they can.
Okay, well, I think we've covered a lot of ground today, but there's still more to discuss.
Definitely. We've only just scratched the surface of all the news surrounding Tesla. It really is amazing how much news there is about Tesla every.
It seems like they're always making headlines, for better or for worse.
True. Speaking of big news, though, have you seen this thing about Google investing in Atronic?
Yeah, that humanoid robotics company.
Exactly. And Google putting money into them, well, that's a pretty clear sign that they see a future in humanoid robots.
Yeah, it seems like Tesla's Optimus robot might be getting some serious competition.
Right. And the article I read, it said that Atronic wants to make their robots as affordable as a car.
Wow, that's ambitious.
It is. But if they can actually pull it off, it could totally change industries like manufacturing and logistics.
And speaking of affordability, there's also some news about Tesla's supercharger network.
Oh, right. That whole thing with the cable theft and vandalism?
Yeah, that's been a growing problem for them.
I mean, I get it. The copper inside those cables is worth a lot, so it makes sense that they'd be targeted.
Right. But I have to say, I was impressed by how Tesla's handling it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They're not just ramping up security, they're actually making the cables themselves less attractive to steal.
How are they doing that?
Well, for one thing, they're engraving property of Tesla onto the copper wiring, so it's harder for thieves to sell it without getting caught.
That's smart.
And they're also using tougher cable wrapping, ink packs that explode if someone tries to tamper with them. And they're even working with recyclists to identify stolen materials.
Wow. Sounds like they're really covering all their bases.
They are. And it's especially important now, since they're opening up the supercharger network to non-Tesla vehicles.
True. Opening up the network is a big step towards getting more people to use EV, but it also means they have to make sure the network is reliable.
Exactly. Now, before we move on, I wanted to talk about something I saw online. This discussion about whether to buy the 2025 Tesla Model 3 or the Model Y.
Ah, yes. The age-old sedan versus SUV debate. Seems like a lot of potential buyers are having trouble deciding.
Well, it's a tough choice. The Model 3 is sportier and more efficient, but the Model Y has more space and versatility.
And then it's that performance upgrade package. It gives you a nice boost in speed and acceleration, but it also reduces the drive.
Yeah, there's a lot to consider.
It all comes down to what you need and what you prioritize. Do you want performance or space and practicality?
I guess only the buyer could answer that. Yeah, it's a tough call. I mean, attention, it can be good and bad for Tesla. It can really highlight their successes, but it also makes their failures a lot more visible.
True, and it can help them attract investors, but also turn off potential customers.
Exactly.
I think one thing's for sure, though. Elon Musk knows how to use attention to his advantage. He's a master at promoting his ideas, and even himself.
Yeah, love him or hate him, you can't deny that he knows how to generate buzz and keep Tesla in the headlines.
And that buzz, it's what keeps people interested. It's the drama, the innovation. The whole thing is just so audacious.
So after all of this, what's the big takeaway? What can we learn from Tesla and everything they've been through?
That's a good question. I think there are a lot of lessons, but one that stands out to me is that the future isn't set in stone. It's being shaped right now by companies like Tesla, by leaders like Elon Musk, and by people like us, making choices about what we buy, what technologies we use, what kind of world we want to live in.
That's a really good point. Tesla's story shows us that. We're not just watching the future happen. We're actually helping to create it.
Exactly, and that's both exciting and a little scary, right? We have the power to influence where technology goes, where innovation goes, even where society goes. So we have to use that power responsibly.
Absolutely. So as we wrap up this deep dive into today in Tesla, we want you to think about this. Stay curious, stay informed, and stay engaged. The future is happening right now, and it's going to be an amazing ride.
See you tomorrow for another deep dive.